What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for some more content for you guys. We got Brian Daigle with us today. Brian, how's it going, buddy?
It's going very, very well, my man. How about yourself?
Yeah, good to have you back on the channel as always, my friend. As
Always
always.
a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Good stuff, good stuff. Obviously, the team, the Tottenham team, currently right now are on the plane to South Korea for the pre-season friendly. Exciting stuff as football is coming back to us, and as of Wednesday next week, I believe, is the first friendly, and I cannot wait to see the team play and to see Antonio Conte on the sidelines and a few of the new signings getting to grips with it and stuff like that. Just before we get into everything like that, how are you feeling coming into the season? How are you feeling with the transfer window?
Very, very excited. Very, very excited. You and me have done a few videos over the last few days where I still stress like that right wing back role is still for me.
Mm.
Once we get that position sorted, and I mean someone above Spence as well, then this is like the best window I've ever seen in my life. But it really has been. If you look at it, the way we've operated, getting things done early, fantastic. The players that have been brought in have added real quality to what we need. It's been a phenomenal window so far.
It really has. And, July the 9th, it's got to be the best transfer window in our lifetimes up until this stage, if you know what I mean. Because
Yep.
usually on July the 9th, yeah, we've had a few outgoings and we've had maybe one incoming and then we're scrambling around right until the end of the window. But right now, we've had, a couple of outgoings. No one really much of note apart from Steven Bergwijn. And then we've had five signings coming in, and each five of them are all upgrades on who they're going to replace in the team or on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, if you look at the Jose window, and we had people like Joe Hart come in and everything, and it was like, okay, the only ones that really stuck out with that one was Højbjerg and Reguilon that started
Mm.
regularly, and Bow obviously was a bit part. But each one of these players, I mean, even Forrester, who I was doubtful of beforehand, but now it makes total sense to me. Every single player is an upgrade on what we have. So to see Richarlison come in and be a genuine competition, not just for Kane, but the front line, it's very, very pleasing.
Yeah, and exciting times ahead. Very exciting times ahead.
Could say that.
But let's talk about the South Korean tour now. The squad has been announced today. The players are currently on the plane as we speak. I'm going to read out the squad, and then we'll talk about the players that haven't been included in the squad.
Okay.
So we've got Hugo Lloris, Fraser Forster, Brandon Austin, Josh Keeley, who's a young goalkeeper, Davinson Sanchez, Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, Japhet Tanganga, Malachi Fagan Walcott, Ben Davis, Charlie Sayers, Matt Doherty, Emerson Royale, Rodrigo Bentancur, Yves Bissouma, Pape Matar Sarr, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Ollie Skip, Harvey White, Ryan Sessegnon, Ivan Perisic, Brian Hill, Dejan Kulusevski, Richarlison, Harry Kane, Troy Parrott, Lucas Moura, and Heung-min Son. The players that have been left out: Joe Rodon, Clement Longley, Giovanni Lo Celso, Tanguy Ndombele, Sergio Reguilon, Harry Winks, Alfie Devine, and Dane Scarlett. So Joe Rodon has missed out last minute because of an illness, which is
Okay.
unfortunate for him. Clement Longley didn't get his visa in time, so he's going to be training at Hotspur Way. Dane Scarlett and Alfie Devine got extra time off because of their under-19s Euro Championships. Giovanni Lo Celso, Tanguy Ndombele, Sergio Reguilon, Harry Winks. The Spurs website says they've all been left at home to continue pre-season preparations at Hotspur Way.
Which means out the door, bye-bye, see you later.
Pretty much. I mean, if they can get the deals done. And this is what I was saying to you as well on the stream, where I'm not too concerned about the outgoings, because I think this is the perfect time now to get the players out the door. And with them being left at home, that tells us a lot about Antonio Conte thinking about these players, doesn't it?
It most certainly does. But I mean, this is the opportunity now where they haven't got any worries that they're in career and they got to fly back, or any niggling injuries that pick up. They stay there, and then if an offer comes in, it's easier to get the deal done. I don't think I'm surprised by anyone that's been left behind either, though. But yeah, you're right. This is the prime time to get these deals done.
It really is. In terms of, I mean, we've spoken a lot in the past about Lo Celso and Ndombele and Winks. But what about Reguilon? I know we've brought in Perisic and we've got Ryan Sessegnon, but Ryan Sessegnon does have quite an extensive injury record with us, especially in the last couple of years. Well, ever since he's joined us, really. What's your opinions on Reguilon? Because I know at one stage you were quite a big fan.
The exact opposite now. I think I was after it was after the Brighton game or the Brentford game, and I came on your after show, and you were at home. It must have been the Brentford game, or one of them. One of you were there, and I went absolutely ballistic. I want him gone. I want. Do you know what I said? It. I think Sessegnon is the better left wing back, but I think Reguilon is the better left back. But we're not going to be playing left wing. We're not going to be playing a back four, are we? I think we all know this. It's not going to happen. It's just not worked out for him. And then you look at it. Yes, Sessegnon's very, very injury prone, and hopefully Conte can work on this. But we've now got Perisic. For the low block teams that we couldn't get past, Perisic can do it. And the ones where we need to keep people like Mo Salah in his pocket, Sessegnon showed what he could do defensively. So I think Reguilon is the one we'd get the most money for, or the highest wages out of him and Sessegnon as well. So if we're playing a back four, or the remote possibility, then I'll be like, yeah, maybe he could do something. But he just hasn't at back three, has he? As a wing back, he's been woeful. Yeah.
He's like very good at running in straight lines, but that's about it. That's about it, really. I mean,
you know what it is as well, Ben? When we signed him and his first game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, he made a challenge, and you saw that blistering pace we all heard about. In the last season, I can't remember him getting away from anyone. I can't remember saying, "Oh my God, look at Reguilon, like skin people," and it's just not worked out as this left wing back position. So, for me, I've wanted him out for a long time, and let's see if he does.
If, for argument's sake, we can't get rid of any of these players by the time the team get back from Korea, or even by the time the season starts, do you think there's any way back for any of these four players at all?
Well, Ndombele, no, never, not in a month of Sundays. I think that one is the ship has sailed. Lo Celso, you know what it is? I mean, he played more for Villarreal than he did in like a season for Tottenham. His injuries seem to be he gets injured in England. It's like
only in North London he gets injured.
Yeah, that's it. Anywhere else he'll play fine. And Joe, I when that Amazon documentary came out and they did the All or Nothing, that period that we had Son and Kane out, he was incredible. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, his assistant goals, but getting the ball out, dictating the play.
He was doing it all on his own at times, wasn't he?
Exactly. So I still think there may be something there, but I think he doesn't get on with Conte, does he? There was a bit of a rumour there was a quarrel with him, and you don't want that in the pitch. So you got him regular. Harry Winks, well, look, I wish that guy all the best. I really, really do. But his ceiling is here, and Antonio Conte's ceiling is there, and he's not going to cut it. So let's just hope they get out. Well, what's your thoughts?
I think, to be honest, I think it just says everything you need to know by leaving them at home, because you're taking the likes of Bryan Hill, who Conte doesn't think he's ready for the Premier League, Troy Parrott, who's most likely going to be loaned out, Harvey White. You know, we're taking a bunch of youth players, Japhet Tanganga as well, who's been rumoured to be leaving the club very soon.
Yep.
But we're not taking these guys. So, I mean, that just says it all in terms of, for me, the way Conte is thinking. I don't think there's any way back for any of these players. I really don't. And I'm not against it. Whatever Conte wants at the end of the day. But if Conte wasn't the manager, and someone else is making these decisions, I'd be completely for it. I think these four players have had their chances, and haven't taken them at the end of the day.
Well, you're right.
I think all four are good players, though. Like, technically, all good players, but they just need to move on to further on their careers, don't they?
Exactly. Well, you look at it. You got Ndombele, let's say his attitude. You've got Lo Celso, injury record. Winks hasn't hit the ceiling. Reguilon, better left back than left wing back. And this is what, do you know what? And I put it in a tweet today with Jack Clark going out. It's just gone to show that rather than keeping these players in the background for age and not being able to get rid of them, if you don't figure in Antonio Conte's plans, A, you'll know about it, and B, we're going to do something to get him out. So I think, like you said at the beginning, keeping them at home is just another piece of evidence that times are changing at Tottenham, and that finally, these people might be going.
Absolutely. A sign of change. That's exactly what we've been calling for so long, Brian. Exactly.
Correct. Correct.
In terms of the players that are on the plane, players like Troy Parrott, like I mentioned before, Bryan Hill, Harvey White, Pape Matar, who else we got there? Japhet Tanganga, all players that have been rumoured to be loaned out or rumoured to be sold as well, or some of them. Do you think that if they perform on the tour, that they could force their way into the squad next season? Or do you think Conte's kind of probably already made their mind up in terms of loaning or selling?
I've looked at it. I mean, the two I want to pick out mainly is Massey Sarr and Parrott, because he actually hasn't seen them at all, has he? They've all been out on loan.
Yeah.
So yeah, the others he's seen. He saw Hill before he sent him on loan. So I think he may still send him out on loan, but I think he wants to see what they can offer him, and then say, right, I see you as this part in my plan. But if you do go on loan, I want the loan club to play you in this position or do that. So I think he wants to get a big assessment on them two to see what they can do, especially Mattei Sarr, because obviously he's come with a bit of he's going to be the next big thing, the next diamond. So maybe he just wants to analyse what he is and say, right, this is your career path. I see at Tottenham, or evaluate him. But I would imagine they would go out on loan. I would imagine, but I think he just wants to assess where he sees them fitting into Conte's system.
Yeah, I mean, what would you personally do with them? Would you like to see them fight for minutes and ultimately not get many minutes with the players that we've got, or would you like to see what they can do out on a loan, maybe in a Championship or League One, even maybe even lower end Premier League? Where would you like to see them go?
People like Mattei Sarr and Brian Hill, if they are to work, if they do go on loan, it has to be in England for me. Has to be.
Agreed.
It's no point going out to another country, or like Brian Hill did to Spain, or Mattei Sarr goes back to France, which apparently is over here. And then
right over there behind you, Brian.
It's that easy. That means England's just over here. So yeah, they need to go and get English minutes. We know that it's a completely different style of football, the intensity, everything. They need to get English minutes under their belt, not go back to a league where it's comfortable for them. So that's what I really want to see. Parrott's an interesting one, isn't it? Because last season he really seemed to find his feet, and it's whether you decide to send him to League One again, or you say, all right, we're going to place you somewhere in the Championship, maybe not a top level one, but somewhere where it's going to be obviously a bit higher in standards. So he's an interesting one. He isn't it because he looked to come on leaps and bounds for both club and country last season.
It's true, and there's actually been an interesting update earlier today on Troy Parrott, where Ali Gold was saying that Borough are actually interested in taking Troy Parrott, and that could be the kind of catalyst for the Jed Spence move to happen. And obviously, Parrott on loan, that is, not on a permanent deal.
Yep.
And we could be sending Parrott there on loan and then buying Jed Spence as well, and that could be the kind of
cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it'll be a move that kind of benefits both players and both clubs.
I think that. Do you know what? I think that's the final tweak to the deal. I mean, why not? That's what I was saying with times with Dane Scarlett or Alfie Devine. If you're going to go for a player in the Championship, maybe say give them a loan for a year or two, whatever. So Troy Parrott going out to Middlesbrough, who will be competing, you'd imagine, for the playoffs or higher on next season. That could be it's win-win, isn't it? Like you said, it's win-win.
Absolutely. Last question. Who you probably most likely, or not likely, but who you most excited to see on the tour coming up?
So, Joe, I said this before, on the tour, what I'm really looking forward to is seeing them it's all about the team bonding, getting into Conte's way of mind. I'm not too bothered about the performance, like the scores. If we lose, I'd rather us lose now than come August the 6th onwards.
No, you're not like Arsenal fans bouncing from the rooftops after beating Frankfurt.
Not even 2-0 down, 5-3 up. Yeah, oh my God, what Wally's. But yeah, Ollie Skip is always going to make me happy, and I want to see, especially after last season. Romero, just to see that man again is just wonderful. Yeah. But obviously, you got to like the look of seeing Richarlison and Basuma. And Perisic, my God, the summer of dreams.
Everyone forgets Perisic. Everyone forgets him.
Mate, do you know how many people say to me, like, what is the standout signing for you? I think it's him for me still. Basuma is a big one, but he is just going to be what he can bring to the club and what he will train Sessegnon, what he will show an example. Perisic is huge. So, yeah, I think Perisic and Perisic, Skip, Romero, let's just say everyone, but Romero, Skip, Perisic, and Richarlison, and obviously you've got Kane and Son, but they're the new ones that I'm dying to see.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what Pape Matar Sarr can bring, because he came with such hype last summer, was in a failing French team last year in Metz, and he's got such a big hype around him. I'd just love to see what he actually brings. I've never seen him play.
No.
He gets called up for Senegal pretty much every international break. Was in the African nations, I'd just love to see what he can bring in a Spurs shirt and see. The thing is, though, like you can't really tell on pre-season how good a player is going to be because how many times have we had a pre-season where a kid has done really well and then we've never seen them again? Like that Anthony Georgiou, like was in pre-season last 3 years, and he went out to like a Cypriot team or something.
Yeah, it's been like also David Bentley. David Bentley started pre-season like an absolute man possessed, and then obviously that didn't work out. But
Eric Lamela is the pre-season king.
there you go. There, yeah. Oh my God, he was, wasn't he? He really was. Everyone's like, he's firing, he's injured. So, so yeah, Mate Sarr is an intriguing one because I like you, I haven't seen anything of him, and he did come with this. Oh my God, he's the next big midfield dynamo from in French football, and we'll have to wait and see. But there is a little bit of excitement. I can see that.
Yeah. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing him, Troy Parrott, just because of what he's been through for the last 6-7 months. And obviously all the new signings, but I can't forget who is, quickly becoming my favourite player. Well, one of my favourite players, because it's hard to put someone on a pedestal with Heung-min Son and Harry Kane and these players, but Dejan Kulusevski. I mean, the ginger from Sweden. I mean, I can't wait. Have you seen his podcasts and everything that's been coming out recently? He's like wearing his Romero shirt every day.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got. Romero gave him an Argentina shirt with his name and number 13 on the back, and he literally wears it every day.
Oh, played. Yeah, but you know what? Like we said, we got to see what that front three was capable of at the end of last season, and that was just with what from January to May. Now they're going to get a pre-season. Now they know each other, mate. Honestly, I have never been so excited in my I'm 43 now. In my 37 to 40 years, or not, well, however long it is, almost 40 years of supporting Spurs, I cannot remember going into a season with so much anticipation, so much belief, so much pride, and so much excitement. So happy goddamn day.
How do you compare it to the season when Leicester won the league and we were going into our last season at White Hart Lane, and there was kind of growing expectation on us because we chased it until fairly down to the end, and then the next season we actually got our best Premier League finish ever in 86 points.
Yep.
How do you compare it to those times?
Obviously not being. I know the buzz around here. And it's sort of like the Scott. Everyone is getting ready. The Toronto Spurs are like absolutely chomping at the bit. But with with Pochettino, that was built. That was a belief. No one thought Pochettino would take us to those kind of levels, and we went along for the ride with great excitement, wonderful times. But now with Conte, and this isn't just with Paul Mitchell back in the day getting the right players and then it all working. This is Conte, and this is quality coming into the team. Like you said before, with Man City and Liverpool, it's completely different now. It's not like when it was Leicester. But my God, do we have the manager now? My God, do we have it? And we, like you said, it's July the 9th? July the 9th. Yeah. I still can't believe we still got what, 2 months of the window left?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It's like a month and 3 weeks, pretty much 2 months of it left. I think there's still going to be more coming in.
I think so. My gut is telling me 3 more. What are you saying?
Yeah. I can see 3. I'm going to try and I'm going to say 2, but 2. I think that 2, like I said to you when we spoke, and I said I honestly think that there is something in the background going on that is just going to blow all our minds. We're like, oh my God. So I think it's going to be a right back. And I don't know if it's going to be another centre midfielder with creativity or centre back. But that right back, I'm praying we get a superstar.
Well, Ali Gold did say today, I think, that he does kind of expect another centre back to come in. So let's see what happens there. But you heard it here first, guys. Brian Daigle is excited, so you guys must get excited. Because there is exciting things to come. But that brings a close to our video today. That is the South Korean tour. We'll be back for our first watch along of the season on Wednesday, 12 o'clock kickoff. So catch us there. And obviously, if you want to have your say on the game, the post-match fan show will be there. And I believe there's pre-match pump-up as well. I'm not going to give any spoilers. We'll see what happens there. But obviously, David Harris will be there on the pre-match pump-up. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Brian Daigle, Thanks for coming on today, mate.
Mate, always, always, always a pleasure. You know, Tottenham on Tour and myself will always do anything with you guys, and it's always a pleasure spending time with you, brother.
Yeah, I was about to say, just tell people where they can find you, man.
They can find me at Tottenham on the Tour.
Right
Tottenham
here,
on,
we are
Tour,
Tottenham TV.
Tottenham on the Tour. Tottenham on Tour. And obviously my second home, the mothership, that is your channel. Whenever you let me on, or give me or have a fan show. But yeah, Tottenham on Tour is where you find me, Danny Kiriakou, Brian Ireland, Adam Clark, and we're going to be having a big season.
All right,
Danny
Ryan.
Kiriakou.
I'll speak to you soon. See all you guys soon as well. Thanks for joining. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.